Rice Derby. Ahoy, ahoy, gang. If this is your first time with us, welcome. And if you're joining us from a previous video, hey, we'd love to see it. And I hope you're doing well. Top 5 episodes of Season 7. Doesn't really rhyme at all. Hi. Season 7 is still pretty good. Some really okay episodes, kind of a little bit of a dip, but otherwise, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Season 7 was pretty good. So, what worked? What failed? What Gert deliberation will be curtailed? Don't go to heaven, because it's time for the top 5 episodes of Season 7. Number 5, there's no business like Mr. Business. Look, I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to front. I really like John Oliver. I've loved him since I saw him on The Daily Show, and so to hear him in this, he's great. If you've ever seen Gravity Falls, he's in like the 4th or 5th episode, the Wax Museum episode. He's terrific. I love him in that. Coolio, ripped to a real one, also phenomenal in that episode. And also, you had the suspender sorcerer Larry King in there too. Gravity Falls was pretty peak. And that aside, John Oliver is great. He's a great voice actor. I really enjoyed hearing him. And then you have the B story that I was not expecting to love as much as I did, which is Linda and the kids just love cat food and like cat snacks, and they just eat them. And Bob is so tired of it, and I love it. He's so defeated. He's like, "Oh, Linda, I thought you gave that up. What are you doing? Why are you eating cat snacks?" It honestly felt like Carl from Aqua Teen, and I love that. It's cool to see Bob having like a cat relationship. It's one of the stronger Gale episodes. Like, Megan Mullally is terrific and shines in this. I love There's No Business Like Mr. Business. It's dumb, it's weird, it's fun, which is everything I need a Bob's Burgers, middle season episode to be. Number 4, The Labyrinth. I am absolutely biased on this one. Let's talk about the B story first, because that is the one that I think it deserves attention, but it's not why I love the episode. I actually think it's one of the better Gretchen stories, and I really appreciate that Louise, again, just gets to be a kid. She's just doing something because she wants to, and the family is so supportive of her. That is magical in and of itself. But the A story is an A story that I relate to on a level I was not expecting to. My dad loved things like heavy metal, Fist of the North Star. I, as a kid with very sensitive ears, did not get into those things. I was not able to get into those things like he was, and I always regretted it, after he passed and everything. And so to see that sort of bond develop between Bob and Jean, who have had trouble bonding in the past, it rang home for me. It showed a little bit of magic in an ordinary world. Bob sharing something nerdy and niche with Jean, and I appreciate that so much about Bob, that he's not just traditional, let's go Patriots, football dad. Like, Bob loves weird, campy cinema. He's a chef. He is a very creative dad. And I love that he encourages the creativity in his kids. And it's just, there's just really a magic to this episode that you just lean back, watch it, and enjoy. It makes my heart full. The Labyrinth it's just something special. Number 3, Paraders of the Lost Float. Yeah, I grew to love this episode a lot more. I love when Teddy is, what's the outside world like out there, Bob? And it's like, Teddy, you've been down there for like 10 minutes. It's not that bad. Like, come on, Teddy, please. I don't know what character that is. I have to assume that's a Bob of some kind. But yeah, I love a good parade float episode. Again, it's one of those episodes on the board, and I didn't notice this until someone in the comments pointed it out, but they're like, yeah, it's pretty obviously a pride festival. I'm like, I didn't even realize that, but yeah, no, it absolutely is. There's a bear bar, and everyone's dressing up to support it, and it's it's not even like in your face. It's not like thrown in there like, aren't we inclusive? It's the community gets together to do a weird parade celebrating the weird people of their city, which is all of them. And I love that. I love that there's such a community to the show. There's such a unity. And again, I love that scene where Tina takes the shirt cannon and just blasts Jimmy Jr., arguably for no good reason. Like, she's, take this, Jimmy Jr., just boom. It just hits him right in the gut. It's just, it hits the eye just right. And it's just, them being a bunch of sad pickles in the rain until Bob's like, you know what, I'm not going to be negative anymore. And he just starts dancing. And that's good enough. It's fun. If nothing else, season 7 is fun. Number 2, A Few Germs. I love Gary Anthony Williams. I have loved Gary Anthony Williams since I was a kid. I will love Gary Anthony Williams till the end of time. So to hear him as the judge in this episode warmed my heart. I enjoy hearing him pop up more and more in the show too. Like, this is not his only time in the show. He'll show up a few more times down the line, and he was in Archer too. I love hearing him. He's great. And I love that Louise has to, defend Fraun. That's such a fun, simple idea. Again, there's that board, and what's the B story? Oh, Bob and Jimmy have to work together to stop a scammer. Okay, you know what? That's, again, a very common trope on the board, but done well. Every time I come back to this episode, I'm like, why did I like this episode as much as I did? And I'm like, oh, yeah, no, it's actually kind of good. I enjoy litigation things like this, and Billy Eichner is a fantastic voice actor that I kind of enjoy. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I enjoy Dave Herman. I love Louise in this episode, and it warms my Ace Attorney blackened heart. You love to see it. Number 1, Aint Miss debating. You could probably make a bingo board at home with all the different things I say in these things. Like, you just love to see it. It's got all the elements you love to see. I am aware of it. Don't worry. We're this deep in. I'm going to keep saying them. Just, take a shot every time he says you love to see it. Yeah. I love Henry. I love Henry. So a Henry and Tina debating episode? Well, that sounds great. That sounds, perfectly understandable, perfectly solid. But why is Aint Miss debating number 1? I'll tell you why, gang. I'll tell you why. 2 words. Rice Darby. I love Duncan. Duncan is great. I could listen to Rice Darby talk about anything and have it be enchanting, and I will apologize for none of it. Every time I hear his voice, I smile, and I have smiled ever since I saw him in that episode of The X-Files where he was a lizard man. I love this episode. I love this episode because it's just dumb fun. It's got all the elements I need out of an episode of Bob's Burgers. There you go. 2 new things for the bingo board. Again, every time he grunts with satisfaction, bingo board. Every time he says, I'm stuck in a loop here. I'm Groundhog Day-ing myself, gang. I'm now that I'm drawing attention to it, I'm not going to be able to stop saying all these things. Aint Miss debating is a great Tina episode where, sure, she's a little boy crazy, but she's also a great character to build from. Henry is also kind of skeevy in it, but in a weirdly endearing way. Like, I appreciate that Henry, more often than not, is an antagonist, and he does odd things all the time. Like, they don't change Henry to fit why he's acting the way he does. He is always Henry, and you always believe this awkward nerd would do the things this awkward nerd does. He's always believable, and Duncan is always delightful. How can anyone not enjoy Rice Darby? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, that's my top 5 episodes of Season 7. Anything you think I was right on? Wrong on? What were your top 5 episodes of the season? Bottom 5 episodes? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like what you saw, make sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends we're out here. I'm sorry. Season 7, yeah, great. What's not to love? It was a little bit trickier to find like 5 episodes I could really go up to bat for, but there was still enough weirdness in Season 7 that I kind of loved it. Anyway, that's going to do it for us here at the Lecture Hall. And if you like what you saw and want to support the channel, consider joining our Patreon or membership program today. $2 a month and you can get special polls, posts, and even your name on this fancy list. Look at this thing. It's incredible. Full of incredible people. Thank you all so much for watching. Remember, like always, stay strong. Keep fighting that good fight. And know that I believe in you. It's okay to not be okay, but I'm proud of you if you just woke up today. Because rhyming is easy, and don't let anyone tell you different, especially me. Merry Bobmas, everybody. We're not even halfway through yet. So goodbye, everyone, and I'll see you all next time.